All right, AC Lee here with Parlay P. Hey, did you listen to that Warner album?
I did. I listened to both. I listened to Young Thug as well.
Warner
I'll say this much, especially after seeing the story behind the beat for "Fuck You Mean." "Fuck You Mean" it's a hit. That's a hit for sure. I think it's the yeah, like the chick on there saying yeah, like he rides it. He just rides the beat. Really nice. I like that one. Obviously, that's the most popular one. And then there's another one too. Hold on, my phone had died. Let me just type in Gunna.
Bro, you too old to let your phone die.
My phone, bro. My phone's been on low for so long. Hold on. I do want to. Yeah. And "Back to the Moon." Those are both hits. "Back to the Moon" is the other one.
Yeah.
Ain't got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb? Yeah. Fly like a bird. Spin on the first and the third. Solid, don't keep him out.
Now here's the one thing that Gunna did though. He really proved that like he don't need the producers, he don't need the features. Like he can make them.
But yeah.
If you don't go with me, don't do what I do. They get a one, but he really the two. Better get low when I hear that you crew. I'm sending the cleaners through. I'm barely not sober, they thinking it's over. You niggas ain't seen my move. They set me down like I went out of space, now I gotta go back to the moon.
I ain't gonna lie to you. We're not gonna do a Gunna album breakdown, I promise you. I didn't know what to expect from Warner. I listened to it, and you remember I sent it to the group like the night that shit came out. I said, "Hey, bro, that new Warner slap."
But what about yeah? I love that shit, bro. That shit to me, in a weird way, like it's weird. He adds this chick to it. It's like yeah, like.
Bro, I just know as a person who stands against
talking, and then like she's like yeah, like what, I don't know. That shit was tough.
As a person who stands against that crime culture bullshit, and like I was in New Orleans,
but he's not a criminal.
Shout out to the fam down there in New Orleans. But I was talking to some of my wife's peoples out there, good people, solid people, love the niggas. You know what I'm saying? But they was like, one of them was talking about how like he can't really just rock with Warner because Warner snitch, and I'm like, well, bro, I'm so law abiding. I don't give a fuck who snitching, who ratting. I just care about how good the music sounds. And that Warner sound real good. So I want to hear it. And I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, next contract, let's talk about it. The Rockets sign and trade. Dylan Brooks, 4 years, $80 million. Does this shit fucking matter?
It matters.
Who does it matter to?
It matters because of what I brought up when it initially got signed.
Well, let us know what happened.
It's the league. It's the league. Here's my thought. Dylan Brooks made the all-defensive second team this year. He averaged 13 points a game, and I think the year before he was like at 16.
More like try 17.
Okay, 17. 16 point something. You round up, it was 17. Is my point. But either way, either way, I look at it this way. Like you, I know an NBA player, and the one I know, we've talked about him several times on here. I don't want to compare guys, but I guess my thing is that I saw what he got paid, and I'm like, damn, he got shafted a little, but it was also because he got hurt. He didn't that's what he got not playing, and that was a year earlier. I don't think that it's bad that he got paid that, and Houston overpaid for the other guy that they signed too.
We'll talk about that nigga later, hopefully.
I know, but that's why I call him the other guy. They overpaid for their guys because there's nobody else they could get, but I also like what they did with both signings. So do I think it is something? Yes. I think it's something because it goes to show us with the new NBA thing coming in, this is going to be the norm for a guy like him. The new CBA, everything that's new, the new TV deal, this is going to be the norm. This is, this is it, basically. This is normal. Welcome to the new NBA. So Yes, it is something because it's an example to see a guy like him be in that position.
So I look at that contract, right, and I'd say, would I give Dylan Brooks 4 years, $80 million? Probably not. Would I want to be the GM of the Houston Rockets? Probably not.
Today I would.
If I were the GM for the Houston Rockets,
Well, not today. Today you wouldn't want to be the GM.
oh, I mean, yeah, I'm talking
Yeah,
about
Ime Udoka and Jalen Green is the first player whose contract is going to be due. Him and Sengun are going to be the guys you have to pay by the end of Fred VanVleet's contract. You don't have to extend him if you don't want to. It's a clean slate.
I just see I see that as a 3-year job.
It is a 3-year thing, but they signed him to 3 year. Well, Dylan Brooks is on a 4-year, but like it is a 3-year deal.
So here's the thing about the Dylan Brooks piece.
And Ime is going to be there. Ime is going to be. I don't think they're going to fire Ime unless he just tanks out. Like
or fucks the fucking staff, you know.
I mean, I feel like he's learned his lesson about sleeping with the people that work with him.
You think Pete Rose learned his lesson about betting? You think the nigga stopped gambling after he got banned from baseball?
I've never seen him in Vegas.
He's smarter than that. He goes to New Jersey.
Maybe so.
But on a serious note, right? For one, Dylan Brooks, you got to pay the tax to get an NBA player in there. And
you have to use X amount of your cap.
Yeah, and John Wall talked about this a long time ago on another nigga's podcast whose name I can't think of, and even if I could think of it, I wouldn't shout him out because he's not paying me to shout out his podcast, right? When John Wall was around the team, he was telling them niggas like, "Hey, bro, hey, this shit y'all doing, bro, y'all, this is not winning basketball, bro. Y'all, you can't. This is not the NBA. This is not how the rest of the NBA works. Like, I get y'all doing this because y'all ain't trying to win, and they just letting y'all do whatever. Kevin Porter, Jalen, this shit right here, this is not the league." I think Ime done showed up to say, "Hey, man, I'm going to show these niggas what the league is. So I'm going to overpay this guy that we're going to talk about later. We're going to give Dylan a little extra money because I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. All that Dylan Brooks, yeah, I fight bears, all that stuff. They're not talking to the media shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was sucker he ain't talking to the media, but at the same time, I ain't him. I ain't sitting in his seat. And if I talked all that shit, I probably wouldn't talk to y'all fuck ass niggas either, because y'all gonna ask me some stupid ass questions like, "Oh, so you poke bells, but what? So LeBron dropped 35 on you? Fuck you want me to say, nigga? It's LeBron fucking James, nigga."
But he called him old, but he specifically like called him out.
Yeah, but as a shit talker, like a shit talker who, when I played middle school, high school, adult league, pick up and Archer, I'm a shit talker, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe half the shit I say. I've been playing against niggas. It'd be the best nigga on the court, and I'd be like, "Oh, he with us. Oh yeah, it's 6-on-4. It's 6-on-4. That nigga with us." You know what I'm saying? That nigga is busting our ass. But the second he missed a shot, hey, nah, he with us. Because the shit talking game, right? Like, as a real shit talker, that shit don't really mix. It's weird. It mixes with the media game, but it don't, right? You take like Skip Bayless ass nigga. Skip Bayless, he's built from that grade A shit talker type shit, right? That cloth, right? Mm-hmm. Steven Smith of ESPN, he built that grade A shit talker type shit. Shannon Sharp, which is why him and Skip don't work together. They built that shit, right? But the problem is a lot of these media niggas, these media motherfuckers, they ain't actually like they respect the athlete too much when they're trying to analyze. But when you the shit talker, man, you know who the fuck is him. But you can't respect that nigga ever publicly because your shit talk don't mean shit if you say, "Oh yeah, I mean LeBron, he's one of the greatest players ever played the game." You know, like I looked up to that nigga coming up, and you know what I'm saying, it's an honor to play against him. You can't look that nigga in his face and be like, "Pussy ass nigga, you ain't shit." You know what I'm saying?
Why would you?
Huh?
Why would you?
Exactly. So when the media wants you to come to them and be rational when you speak to them, but like if your edge is the shit talk, getting under somebody's skin, you can never be rational. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I imagine you haven't consumed much of Pat Beverly's podcast.
Nah, you know, you don't know who I listen to. You know, and I'm not trying to get off topic.
You good?
Rich Eisen, Bill Simmons.
I got some Rich Eisen shit for you.
But I love Rich Eisen's show.
Hey, listen to this. Real quick on Rich Eisen. I forgot who was on there, and they were saying some shit. Jason McIntyre from The Herd, Colin Cowherd's lackey, that piece of shit. He fucking sucks at his job, by the way. He was talking about Rich Eisen interviewing somebody. He was like, well, a good interviewer would have asked this question. Hey, man, shut the fuck up. Rich Eisen is him.
And been him for a long time.
We can sit there and watch a Rich Eisen interview and maybe poke holes in it because no interviewer is perfect. But you as somebody in that space, as a nigga who doesn't have a show that anybody watches, yeah, you have your own podcast, but so do I, nigga. Suck a dick. To talk about a good interviewer would say this, ask this question, will follow up, will push back here. That just lets me know you don't get interviews with high level people because when niggas at a certain level, you can't push back and ask certain questions because you don't get the interview.
Not him.
What? No, who the fuck wants to go with Jason McIntyre? Real quick, off topic. Jason McIntyre, you motherfucker. He went in on, he had a little KD spat that he tried to get all the clout out of, right? And it started with commenting on KD, responding to the nigga in the Twitter group shit where you can actually like the Twitter chat shit, right?
Yeah.
I went back and listened to the conversation. When I tell you KD was not defensive nor combative in the conversation, he was disagreeing with these niggas, but he was just like, okay, so I'm not top 5. Cool. Like, well.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
Like, KD was like, so who's your top 5? Like, what do you look at to build your top 5? He was having an educated basketball conversation with these niggas, and he was like, the problem is, like, the way y'all evaluate basketball ain't right. Like, y'all evaluate basketball wrong.
But I think he's talking more that there are the old heads that think that, but most of those old heads aren't online. It's that newer group of people, too. Like, he has to realize the dudes he's talking to are guys that started pages at 19 and they 23. And they might have a follow. But, like, at the same time, how many of them even saw the inception of his career? Like, one of the things about LeBron James that I probably like more than anything is that I remember the first day he stepped foot on the court.
Yeah.
I remember. Like, nigga, you remember. Like, we saw this nigga.
I was in 5th grade. You was in 5th grade.
From start to finish. Like, Kobe, we didn't see from start to finish. In reality, because Kobe was playing in that Jordan era. You know what I mean? Like, Kobe was playing in the Jordan era. So we didn't see But like the idea his career.
But Parlay Pete, what is wrong with KD interacting with his fans, talking to them? What's wrong with KD be like and I really think these media niggas get mad because they can't get the KD interview because he don't want to talk to y'all because y'all are coming with slants and all this shit and y'all actually don't want to have a conversation. You know what I mean? Like when KD is debunking what's this nigga saying, well, you're at the basket, your shots within 3 feet of the basket drop from these years, and KD goes, yeah, because niggas pack the paint, so I shoot the midi, and to me that's a layup. Well, your percentage was this. He goes, yeah, dog, I was just missing shots, and you know hoopers, I know hoopers. We're both low-level hoopers, and we've hooped together, and I know that you know when you hoop, niggas aren't stopping you. You just miss shots. It wasn't the defense. You just missed a shot.
And then knowing your game, like
right.
Certainly from my perspective as a player, I know how I play. way that I play the game is I've always been more of a shooter. I've ran point, like, you know what I mean? Like I can handle the ball well enough to run the point, but like it depends on the player and their role within the team. There's like so many different things that go into it's variables.
But yeah, it's so complex, and I think there's
Let
too many.
alone the situational aspect of basketball.
Right, and there's too many niggas talking about hoops who don't like know how to actually hoop, right?
And they didn't really play.
Like if I miss a shot at the elbow, I swear to you, it was never the defense. Even if it gets blocked, it's not the defense, bro. I missed the shot. Oh, exactly. No, he blocked my shit. Like, I know how to. I'm a mid-range assassin. It was in one place I used to hoop at. Nigga called me DeRozan all the time. And if I pulled up for three, he say, nigga, we're not guarding that. That's DeRozan. He is a mid-range shooter, which is disrespectful as fuck. Fuck that nigga. But also, it is also an old.
Is it if you are making a living off of it, is it?
It's an ode to my mid-range game because my mid-range game is nice, right? So
that's
like,
what I'm saying. So
like,
is it really disrespectful? He's almost saying you can't shoot the three more than anything.
Right.
Like but basically, we'll let him come to us as opposed to us coming to him because there's a certain restricted area for him.
But
that's the disrespect to the game because they're saying you can't shoot threes.
Yeah, when you get the open three and a nigga be like, we're not guarding that. That's disrespectful, even if he's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want a nigga to talk to you like. But I know, like, when I get, like, bro, give me the ball at the elbow, nigga, I'm operating. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, to get to the cup or I can shoot the midi. And if I miss a midi, bro, I promise you, it's never the defense. It is never the defense. I just missed. You know what I'm saying? And KD was trying to explain that shit to some nerdy, analytic ass niggas. But too many niggas now like take that conversation and go, why is KD reaching down and talking to these people to defend himself? Bro, the nigga just likes hoops. He likes to talk hoops.
We should be happy that he's even wanting to interact.
Bro.
With they might not be fans of him. They could be haters. They could be fans. Like he's interacting. And he's giving a, hey, I am a hoop. Like, and matter of fact, y'all know I'm a hooper. Like, y'all know, like, it don't matter how much you want to critique my game. I am him. Like, I am undisputedly one of the 20 greatest players of all time.
When the nigga says, like, yeah, bro, I stopped getting to the basket because niggas pack the paint and I shoot the mid-range because it's a layup to me. To say that out your mouth confidently, and then if you've watched his game, you go, you know what? Most games when KD pulls up from the elbow, when do you ever think he's missing?
You don't.
He's right. So I know Jason McIntyre, you wanted your fucking clout because KD caught up in your DMs and told you sound like a drama major. You know what I'm saying? And you would go, I've never taken a drama class in my life. Bro, he's saying you're not an athlete-ass nigga, bro. He's saying you...
Think about it. That's how he could take it that way.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's like, dog, I don't like people talking about niggas who don't know niggas. If you ain't fuck with no niggas, you ain't been around no niggas, and I ain't got no better word for I ain't gonna say black people. I'm talking about niggas. Niggas who talk shit. Hey, motherfucker, I'll bust your motherfucking ass. Nah, man, nigga, get this sorry-ass nigga off me. And that nigga might have the best clamps on the court. Hey, I'm killing this sorry ass nigga, but this nigga's dog food, bro. Nigga, I'm a pit bull, nigga. I'm hungry right now. Nigga, you killed us. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't understand that shit, and he gonna say, why would you talk down? Why would you talk to the fans? Like you're above that. No, the fuck I'm not, bro. I put my pants on just like these niggas put their pants on, and guess what? I be fucking the bitches that they be trying to fuck.
Exactly. If we want to get into it.
Like, if niggas really want to get in that shit, like, hey, dog, I'm married and I'm out the game. But if I'm in Atlanta, I'm with my guy, Julian Turner. I'm with the single parlay Pete. I promise you, if we're single niggas, nobody else in our lives, the women we're talking to are the same niggas who jerseys we might buy. And I like us. I like us.
I like us too.
Cause we're gonna bring the vibes. We ain't tricking, but we're gonna spend enough money. I like my guys. And if you've never been in those situations, you've never been around those women, you've never been with those types of guys, bro, you'll never understand this shit. You would just think that like because a nigga make 50 mil a year to shoot a ball in a motherfucking hole that he's like some. Come on, bro. Like we know somebody that Shaq DM.
Yeah.
Like and I ain't saying that Shaq is the end all be all, but
Just saying. That's one of
like
the best ever.
like if she in the city, you hit the line. She hanging out with the gang, and I ain't saying we fucking her. I ain't saying none of that. I'm just saying that like
None of us have. Whoa, Matt. But
he doesn't count.
he doesn't.
But
I did have to catch myself because I was like, oh shit, yeah, I guess
but, but the point being is just like
typically us. Matt's not hanging out with us either. So like,
but we put together. We can put because I don't brought some shit out of Cartersville that you know what I'm saying. We we can put together some something that's some something. You know what I mean?
If that's what's required that night, yes.
Exactly, and not to say that niggas be, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, but anyways, can I take a pee break before we talk about Russell Westbrook?
Yes, you can.
I'm giving you absolutely nothing to talk about. I just need you to just riff for like.
Well, I just continue going on with what we were going on with. Yeah, there's validity to some of the things that we talk about. I can assure you that nobody is sitting here and not coming to the table, with something that means something. I mean, look, we're just like everybody else too. We're normal people too. But that's the glory of it all. We're all normal people. But at the same time, when it comes to even certain stuff, it's just like, man, look, it ain't that big of a difference, especially when most people grew up with these people or they know something about these people. Can we leave it at that? Maybe, but I don't know. Parlay Pete sitting here. Parlay Pete just hit a parlay. So now Parlay Pete's trying to parlay that parlay on some blackjack. And that's, kind of what's going on my end while Lee takes his piss break of some sorts. But such is life with it, right? And even now, I'm looking at something where we start talking about these talents and stuff. And I know that we're going to get into this, but you start talking about this whole Wemby, fucking Britney Spears thing, and there's something on the TV here because they're talking about Scoot. There's so many different routes that people could take.
I tell Wemby security to cool down, bro. That's Britney Spears. It's Britney.
They claimed that his security was French. Obviously, like it was some bodyguards that flew with him.
Well, nigga,
and I'm sure they knew English. And first of all, he know who Britney Spears is. So like, and it ain't Britney is the end all be all or like anything crazy. But
I mean, nah, she is something crazy, even though like her body is bad and shit. But like, she Britney Spears, dog. Like,
it is Britney Spears. I'm surprised. So I found out where they were, where it happened, because I was just curious as a goer of that hotel or a casino rather. I was curious, anyways, of just like, damn, where the hell were they at? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
were they at the Aria?
They were at Catch.
Catch State?
That's downstairs. That's the downstairs shit with like the mythical forest entrance. They have a Catch in LA and in New York, but of course the one in Vegas. And it just makes you wonder. I'm like, damn, where the hell could they have even been at for some shit like that? But it was there. It was there. That's where they were.
Honestly, man, I get it. I don't like it because it's Britney and she's the icon.
It's Britney, bitch.
Yeah, but like, I mean, shit, nigga, you just, to them, they ain't photo recognizing. You just a random white joint trying to grab on Wemby. Like, hey, bro, can't touch this nigga, boy. He might break.
And you know what? She might have been less recognizable today, of course.
Yeah. Speaking of less recognizable, Russell Westbrook, 2 years, $8 million. Nigga got 47 last year. Here's what I'll say. He wanted to stay in LA. He didn't want to move again. He knows he's at the end of his career. The NBA has soured on him, despite the fact that if you give him the ball, he can still produce at a very high level. And he was like, I like it here with the Clippers. I know Kawhi and Paul ain't going to be here every night. So I'm going to get some time to do what I do.
Gosh, well, why 2?
Say again?
I said why 2? Like, why 2 years?
I don't know. I think it's a great deal for the Clippers.
It is.
Do I think that shit fucking matters in the grand scheme of things? No.
Yeah, I didn't understand it from that perspective. But
before I give the Brook Lopez years and contract, do you think that shit fucking matters?
But it's a win now thing there too. They set that up. That all those deals, if you realize,
I asked you a yes or no question.
Ask it again.
Before I give the years on Brook and the contract, do you think that shit fucking matters? Him re-signing with Milwaukee? No. Okay.
No.
Austin Reeves, 4 years, $56 million. Do you think that shit fucking matters?
No, because of what I know that ultimately is. I mean, I don't like.
You think it's trade bait?
I think it's trade bait. I think it's also just more along the lines of, well, you know.
Let me shit on Jason McIntyre again because he fucking sucks. You know, Jason McIntyre was one who was like, LeBron and Austin Reeves, let's move forward. Let's move AD. People talking the noise of Austin Reeves might fetch almost $100 million. Hey, media. Ain't nobody pinning their job on Austin Reeves 4 years, $100 million, dog.
Yeah, well, and I didn't expect him to get that. I just was shocked that maybe as a restricted free agent, either that or he just didn't deal with anyone else because he wanted to be there. That was maybe more of what I thought. Like, he didn't want to deal with anyone else. Is that fair? Like, because he was restricted, right? So
he was restricted, so he could have went and fetched out.
Somebody could have given him another deal.
Just to piss the Lakers off, and they would have to backload it.
Yeah. Or just make them make a decision. Like,
you know what? He got signed at the dollar figure he should have got signed at. I feel like this shit fucking matters. Fred VanVleet, 3 years, $130 million. Does this shit fucking matter?
For the league, yes. For the Rockets, no.
Why does it matter for the league?
Because it sets the precedent of a guy that's getting that kind of money. he's getting the kind of money that most people aren't going to get. And because he's getting that kind of money, it just kind of sets up for, him to be one of the people that banks on teams that are bad, but that do need to not only fill out money. Like it sets bad for the league because guys like that will continue to get those type of deals.
Hey, let's talk about a guy who we can kind of like talk about their deals next to each other, same city, or excuse me, same state. Kyrie Irving, 3 years, 126. We knew Dallas wasn't going to give him a full max. In what world does Fred VanVleet get more money than Kyrie Irving? I don't give a fuck about Kyrie. I don't give a fuck about Kyrie's disappearing. I don't give a fuck about Kyrie's woke ass feelings. I don't give a fuck about him being mercurial. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Can you really watch basketball and say, hey, Fred VanVleet, you are worth more than Kyrie Irving?
No, but it's the same rule where Dylan Brooks, you could say, man, you're worth 10 times more than Russell Westbrook today. Even today. Today.
Gilbert Arenas talked about it on his show, on Gil's World or whatever the fuck that shit's called. I actually shot his pod out because I fuck with it.
I think it's Gil's Arena.
Gil's Arena, there we go. Yeah. Gil's Arena. They talked about that shit, and they're like, bro, these front office niggas just really, like, they be lost. They don't know the players. And I go, yeah, nigga, I see it from these fucking contracts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it sounds odd enough, and I get it because Russ wanted to stay probably in LA with that situation. But man, the Grizzlies had a better record. They signed D Rose. I bet that the Grizzlies could have given Westbrook the same deal.
Yeah.
We know that Ja's not going to play X amount, and his game is honestly modeled after him. And maybe that's where it wouldn't have made sense because it's like, well, now we got two of them. But if Russ is already comfortable and has came off the bench, not that he would, you could play them together theoretically, but like, I don't know. While he's gone, he could be doing it. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, no. I'm with you. So what I look at with the Kyrie shit is, and we haven't talked about these two other deals yet. And I got it from another fucking podcast. You could trade Kyrie for Rui and D'Lo. Salaries match.
midway through next year,
Yeah. I actually think that works best for both.
Maybe they wanted to set that up to where, but then it'll depend on how well Dallas does. Is Dallas 500? Like, what are they by February?
Well, it doesn't matter if Kyrie doesn't want to be there.
That too. He might not want to be there. I mean, there's so many different.
And I'll tell you one thing that really bothered me about the Kyrie conversation, though, was fucking, why would you pay Kyrie this much? You're bidding against yourself. And I go, well, you want a tradable contract for something you actually want. Like, you can't trade Kyrie for two good players or
Beans
one
and
great player
cornbread.
if you don't give them a lot of money.
Yeah.
Contract. Does this shit fucking matter? Gabe Vincent to the fucking Lakers.
No, good pickup.
Yeah.
They added another rotation guard that they're not confident in D'Lo because D'Lo took less than what they thought the market would be on D'Lo.
Agreed.
So because he took less of a deal, I think that, like, no, it doesn't, because he will be in that rotation with Reeves, because Rui's more of a 3 and can maybe be a stretch 4 because he's like 6'8", 6'7". He can
He's more like 6'8", 6'9".
Oh, well, but even more so. That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't fit that front court or back court, rather. He doesn't fit it. So I think that, like, it makes a ton of sense.
All right, next one. Jeremy Grant, 5 years, 160.
It made no sense to give him not 32 a year.
I don't even need the analysis.
Maybe they knew they needed to feel that threshold once they made the trade with Dame, but I think that Dame's fate was sold anyways by the time they made the deal.
Draymond, 4 years, 100 million.
Good signing. I think that he could have got more from someone else. I think somebody else would have poached him.
Chris Middleton, 3 years, 102.
Overpay.
Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown's 2 years, 45.
Fair market value. He was gonna get overpaid anyways, but where he went is so irrelevant to basketball.
I think the contract matters because he scored timely buckets in both the.
He was gonna get paid, I guess was my point.
Right, right. Denver lost something by losing Bruce Brown. Maybe Spencer Brown, Tanner Brown, whatever that white boy's name is, steps up.
Braun, yeah.
Yeah, but Christian Braun, there we go. They lost something by losing Bruce Brown. Now, the Indiana gained something that matters? Fuck no. He's probably out there by the deadline, but whatever.
Yeah.
Kyle Kuzma, 4 years, 102.
Great sign for the Wizards. They needed a player. I mean, like certain teams had money and they can't get anyone else. So good fair deal for the Wizards. He had a great year too. He averaged 21 and 7. So what can you do? What can you do? Seriously, what can you do?
Chris Paul traded to Golden State. We haven't talked about this.
Maybe the most interesting deal of the all season because I'm curious as to how the rotation will be. Who's the starters? Because are you moving Clay to the 3, and then Draymond, of course, is the 4. It's Wiggins coming off the bench. Like who's coming off the bench? It's either Chris Paul or Wiggins. Like because Looney, or either that or you're starting a small ball lineup. Like
I'm curious to see what it looks like. I think this matters, and I do think that Chris Paul opens up a style of play for them that they need. I just don't know what
runs the second unit. Even if he's a starter, he runs the second unit / he's the first subbed out and he runs the second unit. And then I think he can coexist with Steph on the floor. And this isn't even comparable, but I remember when Ray Allen got traded from the Bucks and they traded for Gary Payton. That's what sent Ray Allen to Seattle. Yeah. And Sam Cassell and Gary Payton were both point guards. So it was like, all right, so Gary Payton, I guess, is the 2 because of height. Like height alone, he's like 6'3". Sam Cassell's like 6'1". So it's like, all right, you got these 2 point guards, and I don't want to compare it from that perspective. I just look at a trade into how that could work. They started both of them, but they were both point guards. They weren't. Neither of them are combos. They're both points. Gary was older, but Gary Payton wasn't a shooter either. Chris Paul can kind of shoot, so it's like.
And Steph can
want him to be a better shooter today, anyways.
And Steph can function as a combo.
You're right. And Steph has the wherewithal even now because in reality, Steph Curry's older, and he's obviously one of the best shooters of all time. So many different ways that you can kind of put this together.
All right, Kristaps traded to the Celtics, and then he re-signed for 2 years. What you thinking?
I love it. I loved it for Boston. I think they upgraded as long as he's healthy. But here's the thing. It's all about health. It's all about health. Like, there is no other thing with that. Like, that is a health thing.
Okay, let me see. We got time. Let's put.
Would you agree, though, that, like, that's a health thing?
Yeah, it's a health thing. I think he makes their team better because they can put him at like, especially if they keep Al Horford. There are times they can put him and Al Horford on the court at the same time, and you still have rim protection. You still have Al Horford as a good big defender, and everyone on the court can shoot a three.
Yeah, so it's like it's just more of a health thing.
So Brad Beal to the fucking Suns. Does that shit fucking matter?
Yeah, it absolutely matters. I don't. It matters because if Phoenix doesn't win it all this year, they're set to rerun. They're set to run it back the following year with it. I think it's good from a entertainment standpoint of basketball because we're all curious as to how it's going to work because they hired Frank Vogel because they've got these offensive juggernaut pieces. But he's supposed to come in and, I don't know, I guess, make them defensive. Like, I don't know. So I think it does matter, yes, to answer your question.
All right. Boots re-signing with the Bulls. Does that shit fucking matter?
No. It was irrelevant. I thought the Thunder or somebody should have poached him. Like, or even, I hate to bring up a team like Portland. Let Jeremy Grant walk and then you sign Boots for that amount. Was there anything wrong with that? I'm just curious.
No.
Like,
no. Fuck no.
What would have been wrong with if they just got Boots at that number?
Nothing. The team's going nowhere anyways.
Yeah. So
going nowhere fast. We've reached the climax. We're together.
Oh, you're trying to get into the culture hour.
No, not yet.
Well, you are. You're seeing some Usher, right? He's important right now.
He's been important our whole fucking life.
I can't wait. I'm gonna go see him in Vegas.
I want to go, but you know.
Going nowhere fast, we've reached the climax. We're together, now we're undone.
Now let me tell you, that's a top 5 breakup song. Like when you realize that shit over, and then you sitting there sad as fucking your feelings, and you listen to that shit, and he going nowhere fast. We've reached our climax.
Basically, this is the end.
We're together now. We're undone. And you be sitting there like, boy, that nigga preaching. Even though I don't want us to be undone, even though I'm tired of your motherfucking ass.
What's the end?
Jordan Poole getting traded to the fucking Washington Wizards. Shout out to Josh Hosey and JV Dale.
Oh, JV Dale.
We gotta bring JV Dale. We gotta bring that to the actual group.
What does that mean, JV Dale?
JV, he's on the JV team.
Oh, JV. It's not like you said
Yeah,
JV. I thought you were trying to make a wrestling poke and call him like JBL, but he's JV Dale. I don't know why I thought you were thinking of John Bradshaw.
Nah, John Bradshaw Layfield is way more cool.
He's a conservative.
So am I, and so are you. So
yeah, well, but I'm saying, but he's like Fox News conservative. I'm not that conservative. Fuck with it, but you know.
I mean, depends on the fucking the topic.
You know,
we're not Josh Hosey libs over here on MSNBC.
Nah, you don't know who Josh is. Josh is like Josh is like AOC, but not like as a politician. If AOC could not have won her office position, he's AOC. That's a little bit more appropriate for like Josh.
Jordan Poole to DC. Does that mean anything? Does that shit fucking matter?
No. And I think you're the one that said something about playing. And I'm like, the Hawks have been a play-in team the last 2 years. That is not a playoff team. The Bulls have been a play-in team. That the Wizards are not going to be a playoff team. A play-in team, I'm sorry.
Jordan Poole's going to average like 27.
Fine. I don't think he is. I give him more like 23 and a half. I don't think he's going to average that much. But, like, do I expect them to, I don't know, I guess, not be god awful? Sure.
You know what? I'll walk back what I said to my.
Like what they were this past year. They lost Porzingis, and what is because they kept Kuzma. So you lose Poole. I mean, you get Poole, you lose Beal, you lose Porzingis. That's the team, though. So what are we getting at?
I would say that, you know what? I'm going to walk back, play in, and say league pass interesting.
League pass interesting. When they play the Hawks?
I think Jordan Poole is going to just be getting buckets, and Kuzma's going to be doing dumb shit and getting buckets. So it's just going to be a good watch. Do we care about this John Collins trade? I don't.
Good for the Jazz. I think it makes them better. Like, it makes them better. Obviously, I have a little bit of a bias to a degree.
Okay, so this is our last piece in NBA free agency. After we still got what's my man? We still got the Hawks extension to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like we got some time to bullshit if you want to.
Absolutely. Well, we've been off 2 weeks.
Yeah, fucking. We re-signed DeJounte Murray 4 years, 120, so $30 million a year. He elected not to go to free agency next year and take the max that he could receive now. It tells me that he wants to stay in Atlanta. The John Collins move tells me that Atlanta's trying.
That trade exception that they're willing to wheel and deal potentially. The trade because they have to use it in a year.
Right, like I don't know if anything comes of that trade exception because most times it doesn't.
It's 20. You can think about what that trade exception means. $26 million. If you don't have it and your roster makes no sense on a trade, you can do it.
So it tells me Atlanta's going to try to do something
with Hunter, maybe a Kongwu. I don't want to lose a Kongwu.
I like a Kongwu.
Obviously, Clint Capella kind of is like he's an expiring deal. Bogdanovich just re-up. I don't think he's going anywhere, but he could. I think Hunter and Capella are the prime candidates for that. Because Hunter's deal is like 25 a year, 23, 24. Capella's around the same number, maybe 21, 22. But his is expiring. But you have a Kongwu in the wings that could kind of take over his deal. So it feels like that is more of what could be the case.
Can we get back to being a 4 seed?
Well, the thought would be with the way that the team is set up that is what they're supposed to be.
Does Cam Reddish to the Lakers fucking matter?
No,
you thought about it.
No. Overall, no.
Well, shit, man. We got some other stuff to get to. Let's talk a little bit of Braves. Talk a little bit of baseball. You know, well, let's not say Braves. Let's talk baseball. We got Shohei Ohtani having a crazy season. He's on paper the best pitcher and the best hitter. He's the best baseball player playing baseball.
He's him.
He's Himothy.
He is. He's.
You can't. I tried to tie it into Shohei Ohtani. There's no him you can tie it into. Show him Ohtani. Pause.
I'm about to look it up. He's Kari. That's him in Japanese. He's Kari.
But and we talked about production. we don't even got to give Shohei a bunch of time. I just wanted to stop to give him some time to say that, like, yo, what he's doing is absolutely amazing. And what it tells me is all these dumbass coaches who said, you can't pitch and hit. You can't do both great. Y'all motherfuckers don't know athletes, man. All the same niggas out here who got niggas playing out of position because you want your son to play quarterback and shortstop. Hey, that nigga trash. Let the athlete, man.
No, Shohei, I'm sorry, hold on.
Now you good. Shohei, like these Shohei ass niggas are the same type of niggas who would tell somebody, hey man, you're 6'2". We need you to play on the post. No. I don't care if I'm the tallest person on the team. I can shoot. Let me play on the perimeter. Let me handle the ball. Stop. You're wrong, coach. I got skills. Let me be skilled in here.
So what he's doing is unprecedented. He's an elite pitcher and he's the best hitter. He's not the best pitcher, but he's an elite. He is a very good pitcher, but he's an elite hitter. I mean, he's going to win.
He's Clayton Kershaw, Mookie Betts all in one.
Exactly. Can you imagine a guy being in the MVP conversation as a hitter and potentially a pitcher, but also being in it as a
Cy Young and Silver Slugger?
And yeah, basically. And he's a DH as a hitter. I mean, he's an outfielder, but like he's a DH. They typically put him in a DH. And yeah, man, he just winning. Like, and this is the best year since he's been there. Like, the Angels legitimately they're in the wild card. Like right now, if the playoffs start today, they're in the wild card. But like at the same time, Mike Trout just went down. He broke his wrist. I actually had a bet that day. I needed Mike Trout. Or it was the day before I had them. I needed him to get a hit, and he didn't, and it like cost me. I hit my bet tonight though. I was really excited. But
I'm talking to you. I'm proud of you. You should bet.
Oh yeah. But like he's having a special type of year.
Hey, fuck Shohei. We don't want to talk about that nigga.
Wait. No, this is what I did want to say because this was the way he's a free agent after this year. So obviously he's gonna have the highest deal ever. Nobody's gonna top the deal that Shohei gets. And so everybody questions, how do you pay them?
Everything.
Well, hey, it's funny enough, the real conversation was, what would it cost to get them? Because now with Trout being out, what do you pay? Like
10 years, 400.
He might be a rental. And that's the thing. He's a rental potentially. But if you're the Braves, I mean, I think Braves country has no problem immersing him into the culture, selling it once he gets here. But if you add him, because the Braves, if there's one thing they lack a little bit, it's pitching. They have 2 all-star pitchers. But there are 2 other pitchers. Kyle Wright won more games than anyone last year, and Max Fried has been the Braves' ace for 2 years. You're getting back Soroka, who was supposed to have been better than Fried. You've had him now. He's been out like 2.5 years. You add these things to this team, and just imagine them getting Shohei. You probably have to part with somebody that plays for you right now. Grissom is gone because RC is your shortstop. RC is he's the starter in the All-Star game. So you have your shortstop. So you trade Grissom. You probably have to trade Bryce Elder, who made the All-Star team this year.
I'm gonna tell you before you fucking fap it up and blow your load. He wants to stay on the West Coast because it keeps him closer to Japan.
He wants to be a daughter. That's okay.
Well, he's gonna just continue to get fucked on the West Coast. Like, if you want to win championships, and don't get me wrong, I think he stays on the West Coast. I think he goes plays to the Dodgers. They build him up, and he wins more games, but he doesn't win championships. Championship baseball is won on the East Coast, man.
But especially when the best team.
I mean, do I have to play it again?
Yeah, I don't know why. Why wouldn't you? Maybe.
I just got to play it again.
Come on. Ooh. But there, look, wait. That's we're gonna do the Falcons eyes up.
Oh, bro, he'll be at every other Falcons game. I got something. I got something. Come on.
No clue it's Korean, but like action. I'm listening. Go ahead. I hear the JD and the.
You never been to Atlanta? Hey, welcome to New Atlanta. Phantoms on top of Phantoms. Be that New Atlanta, babe. Hannah Montana, boot up in Atlanta. New Atlanta. With only security, walking around with that help. Camera back. Porno movie, fuck your camera, baby. Don't get your bitch checked in New Atlanta, baby. We don't fuck with cameras out here for real. We won't tell. We keep it trail. No stop me, go bando. The mama she foreign, she not from this trash. Talk to Atlanta, we land in the morning. Up in my top on the avenue. Young nigga, you stay with your mom, I'll call you Bartholomew. Come to Atlanta, we breaking the rules. Do you remember my teacher say we would make it? I gotta thank y'all. Atlanta made us famous.
So hey, let me show you something, boy.
You said what?
So hey, you come to the A, and we gonna show you the A. You might get some jewelry on your finger too, big fella. Shit.
I don't think it's a mic. They asked Shohei, bro. They win in jewelry. I think they win in jewelry anyways.
Well, yeah.
I think he would be like a ridiculous like piece.
No good albums dropped this week, by the way.
Yeah, but that's no surprise.
Drake spoke to drop, but I don't think he dropped.
He started his tour for what it's worth. Because that got delayed. He was supposed to have already performed here. The date was originally in June, but now it's like September. Or not June. Yeah, it was June. Now it's like September.
We got Beyonce in August, and that's all I care about.
Is your love gonna be on top?
I don't know, because I'm going by myself.
Why are you going by yourself? I thought this was a date. Oh no! You be with your mentor, right?
Yeah. And I off camera conversation while I'm
okay. No. I actually do already know why. It's
yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend. Do you want to talk more about the Braves, or do you want to talk about the culture?
Let me just finish this off with the Braves, and then we can move on to the culture.
All right, you got it. Pipe it up.
So, historically, what the Braves are doing is just it's important to anyone that not only follows Atlanta sports, but grew up probably being a Braves fan. I grew up a Braves fan. Like most of us, anyone that grew up in the Southeast, of course, they were always on TBS. Shout outs to Ted, what a billionaire Ted is what Vince McMahon used to call him, even though Vince McMahon's a billionaire too. But Vince McMahon's also the person that famously said, I don't make the rules around here. He said that shit on TV. I'm sorry. Just
Vince McMahon was a fucking American gem on TV back in the 2000s, man.
bro, Vince McMahon is like a legend. Like, let me tell you. But you know what? That's why he got like people like Donald Trump. Like, and I'm not saying like fuck Donald Trump too. Like in a sense, it ain't fuck Donald Trump, but like it's like people have to look at certain people and be like, man, you know exactly what they're about, and it's like it's so weird when people act like they don't realize it. But Vince McMahon is similar to him as a dude. Like they're just really similar people, I guess. I don't know. But
yeah, they're womanizers who get money. You know what? If we were billionaires,
hey, Lee, and that's what they're all about.
Well, here's the thing, dog. If we were billionaires running empires like they were, I'm not saying I'd be on the sexual assaulty end of the stick of those guys.
Me neither, honestly. But
I wouldn't be there, but I'd probably be a piece of shit.
Which, because we're in and off on the Braves, so this will be a perfect way to transition into the culture. But like you said, I'd probably be a piece of shit. Braves, great. All right, we can move on. This is why, the Keke Palmer situation. I put a thing in the group early. It was a tweet, and it was just like, man, if I was a stay-at-home dad with a celebrity baby, man, I'd probably be too busy cheating to, be recognizing what she's doing at an Usher show.
The Braves conclude hour 2 of the podcast, and now we're about to go into hour 3, aka Culture Hour, aka AC Lee and Parlay Pete After Dark,
aka the depths of hell.